You see, what if this time is different? And I know that when we are used to things being shit for a really long time, it can be really hard to imagine it ever getting better, right? When we're used to everyone betraying us or abandoning us or hurting us, it can be really hard to imagine the healthy, loving relationship. When we're used to struggle and, financial stress, feeling abundant and safe is like a world away. But the thing is that we need to get our optimism back because we attract what we are, right? And there is a literal process that takes place in our brain that filters our life to make us right. It doesn't care what that thing is, but what we focus on all the time, our mind goes, okay, cool, so I assume you want more of this. That's why you think about it all the time. And for most of us, that's not a good thing. Here's more abandonment, here's more unworthiness, here's more lack, here is more scarcity, here is more fear, here is more unsafety. And as someone who has spent their entire adult life coming out of survival mode from domestic violence, abuse, trauma, I do not say this lightly. This has been the hardest shit I've ever done. But what is the alternative? Continuing to pay for other people's mistakes? Continuing to suffer and deprive myself of all the things that I want because I don't want to be uncomfortable in the present moment? Because the thing is, we can change this, but we have to start to reprogram our mind. And our mind is wired to keep us safe. So if closeness and intimacy in the past has meant, pain and suffering, our mind is going to try to protect us from that. So when someone good comes in, we're going to run, we're going to push them away, we're going to sabotage. And it's the same with anything else, right? Only 5% of our mind is conscious. 95% of our mind is unconscious, outside of our conscious awareness, and it is creating and running and managing our entire life. So we have to get really good at starting to observe the patterns and the cycles and the things that are coming up and then making a decision. Is this what we want for the rest of our life? Because when we don't have a direction, our mind will naturally go back to the past. So our current circumstances, are we happy to live like this for the rest of our life? Because no one's coming to save us. No one is coming to change it. No one else can think our thoughts and create our life for us. Woo! This turned into quite a passionate rant, but this is life-changing shit, my friends. And so we need to get our excitement back, our deliberate intention back, deciding what we want, deciding who we really are, what are we willing to tolerate, what are we not willing to tolerate anymore. We need to start changing our belief systems, which starts with becoming aware. And if this is resonating, check out my podcast, World Domination, on iTunes, Spotify, and YouTube. It goes way into this, and as well, you can work with me one-on-one or self-study options available.